Hey, Levi, John Scott, how are you?
I'm always good, John. How you doing?
Very good, very good. Good to see you. Just wanted to ask outsiders who probably don't know or definitely don't know as much as you will assess your season last year a certain way. How do you assess the way you played last season?
Um, to the best of my ability, each and every game. That's how I play. I mean, it's football. It's a game. Things happen, but I think I had a great season. Always have room to improvement, but that's everyone. So,
And what is it like juggling competing with someone, but also being a teammate and learning from them and that dynamic? It's something that now all 3 years you've been here, you've had to do of competing for a job while also being the teammate and the team player.
not the first 3 years. It goes back to Pop Warner. You got teammates and you're competing to start as well. I mean, that's football. If you're not competing to be the best, why are you out there to begin with? So,
Cool, thanks.
Hey, Levi, Sal Capaccio, WGR Radio. Good to see you.
Sal, always a pleasure.
Anything specific that, you targeted in your game? I know some guys like last year talking with Trey a lot, ball skills was something. Anything specific you say, you know what, I really worked on this part of my game to refine this particular offseason that maybe you've gone back and looked at and said, I'd like to be better in a certain area?
I think for me it was my play strength. And so I've put on 10 pounds of muscle this offseason. Focus on that a lot, just developing my body, getting a lot stronger for the top of the routes, as well as catching. I mean, everything else, footwork, DB stuff. But the main focus for me was to get bigger, faster, and stronger. And I think I accomplished that.
Can you expand on play strength a little bit? Is it a combination of being better on the ball, maybe being, embodying up, or is it maybe in the run game and run support when you have to go against bigger guys, or, you're getting stalk blocked or something like that?
No, I mean, it was me for personal things, as far as competing on the ball, pressing. I had 80 tackles last year, so more than a lot more corners. So I don't think it had anything to do with the fact of my tackling, but it was more for me, development. As this is year 3, I haven't fully developed into the player that I want to be, or as the size. I've been developing as my whole football career. So it's been a good offseason for me, and I've benefited from most of it.
Thanks, Levi.
Hey, George, you're all set, man.
Oh, I'm on. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry about that. George Redney, Challenger Community News. Good morning to you, Levi. Question for you. How do you go about putting on 10 pounds of muscle during the off season without gaining other weight and things of that nature?
A lot of hard work, dedicating myself to putting the right things in my body, working with the guys here in the off season, getting me on the right weight plan, start working with the chef to put the right things in my body, protein, but focus on my strength, honestly. My numbers have never been higher thus far. And to be able to keep the weight on was my main focus, not to gain it and then lose it, not to have that water weight, but real muscle, and then while keeping my speed and developing that. So the guys here, I had one Bill did a great job with Ciano and strength conditioning staff. So
great. And go back to you, if with the COVID-19 taking place, what kind of decision you think you might have made as a college student playing for the University of Alabama at that time of deciding either to play or not to play, if you still at Alabama, obviously, for this upcoming season?
You'd have to ask those guys. I can never speak on their position. They're in a unique situation. So you'd have to ask them. My prayers go out to them and to support them in everything that they do. So.
All right. Thank you, Levi.
Yes, sir, Mr. George.
Levi Wallace, good morning. Mookie Hawkins, Waffle Sports 1080. How you doing, man?
What's going on, Mr. Hawkins?
Good, man. I see you guys you pretty much have been here in Buffalo working out. You've been spotted down there at Cleveland working out with some of the guys and getting some of the guys abreast of what the scheme meaning that you have been here for the past 2 years. Now, like you did say, you know, that competition comes all the way from Little League, and you walked on at Alabama and won national championships. What really motivates you year in and year out? Because, I mean, you had 2 battles, you know, your past 2 years, and you basically won out. So what motivates you to compete every year?
I think for me, I have God-given talent first and foremost. He's blessed me with the ability to play football and the opportunity. So I play for him, number one, week in and week out. I never forget that. My dad believed in me from Jump Street, and you know he's not here anymore, but I know he's looking down on me. So I play my hardest for that. And then just to be able to compete. I love competing, no matter if it was basketball, pool, tennis. You know, I'm a competitor at heart, and you know, while I'm still young and able to do the thing that I love, I remember my dad said before I walked on, he said, "Once you hang up the cleats, that's it." So while I still have the opportunity and I miss the game so much, I walked back on and I decided to keep playing until I decided that my time was done. That I walk out on my own accord.
Right. And now, you know, with a guy in year 3 now, we got Josh Norman in the building. How do you learn and compete at the same time?
You know, me and Josh's relationship, it's took off from the beginning. Great guy on and off the field. Just the things that he's already starting to do in Buffalo. It's not just learning on the field stuff, but as how he is as a man off the field, and how he is driven, you know, and how he's so involved in the community. It's a great guy to learn from, who's been around the block a couple times, went to a smaller division school, and he's worked his way up, similarly how I have. Great teammate, you know, and we just compete. You know, he pushes me. He's a starter. I'm a starter. Tre'Davious is a starter. I mean, there's starters in this room. Even Dane Jackson, Ike Brown. Everyone can play at a high level. So the competition just brings out the best in everyone, and we push each other. We ask questions. There's no egos in this room. So it's great to have him on the team.
Good luck the rest of the way, Levi.
Appreciate you.
Hey, Levi, now that you guys are back at One Bill's Drive doing walkthroughs and the ramp-up period, putting on pads soon, is there a new vibe to this defense at all?
Great question, Maddie. I think we're, you know, for the last 2 years, I know, especially the secondary, we've had some of the top secondaries in the league, you know, and overall defense as well. I think it's just making that next step into getting more turnovers, you know, and Coach Frazier did a great job of challenging us to get more turnovers this year, and we have to get the ball out, create more opportunities for our offense this year. There's definitely an edge, and this is year 3. We've been together for so long now. You know, we push each other for so long. We feel so comfortable with each other now. I think we can't be complacent now. You know, now it's no more guessing and figuring out who goes where and what goes where. It's, you know, now's the time. If we're going to go for it, we got to go for it now, you know, and that's our mindset every day, every practice, even in the weight room. We're putting in extra work because we know we wanted that bad this year.
You guys returned quite a few defensive players as starters this season, but there are some new faces too. So with all those returners, has it been an easier transition, you would say, for some of the new guys, just because most of you are so familiar with this defense and with each other? Yeah,
for sure. And like I said, there's no egos on this defense. You know, I can't speak on the offense, but I'm sure that there's no egos over there either. But everyone wants everyone to do the best, you know, because this is all we have at the end of the day, to go out there and try to do our best to win the championship. So we lift each other up, you know, especially in these environments with COVID. Anything can happen. Injuries can happen. We have to make sure the 5th guy on the roster is ready to go out and play on a Sunday if an outbreak were to happen. So that's our mindset, you know, and it's about a team at the end of the day, and that's what we're here to do and what we're built for.
Appreciate it, Levi.
Yeah, Maddie.
Hey, Levi, Josh Reed here. Ironically, I also put 10 pounds on during the quarantine, but that's neither here nor there.
10 pounds of muscle or 10 pounds?
Nah, I didn't say muscle, just 10 pounds. Hey, Levi, what can you learn from a veteran like Josh Norman? You know, obviously you have to compete with him, but you know, what can you learn from a guy that's been there and done that and seen just about everything?
Like you just said, he's been there, done that, and seen everything. You know, he has all the experience in the world, and he's still considered as one of the best corners in the league. You know, and I remember in college looking at his highlights, like, yeah, Josh Norman is that guy. You know, even the video of him against Julio, and even in the locker room, we make fun of his interviews because he just plays with such confidence. You know, there's so much I could be here all day to talk about Josh. He's a great teammate, though, first and foremost, and a great man second. So as long as I can carry those things off the field, you know, and pull from him the things that he has learned in his experience off the field as well, I'll be good to go.
Thanks, Levi. Take care. Appreciate it.
Yep.
Hey, Levi, Jay Skursky with the Buffalo News. You know, competition isn't anything new for you. You went through this last offseason in training camp with Kevin Johnson. What's the biggest thing that you took away from that experience, you know, competing for a starting role last year?
Like I said, Jay, competing is nothing new. That's football. Just like you guys compete to have interviews, we compete for our jobs. I've been competing since I was the age of 5. So competition is what I love and what I thrive in. So that's the sport of football.
You went from, you know, 0 scholarship offers, walk on at Alabama, to an undrafted free agent, to working your way into the starting lineup and starting 16 games. You know, nothing's been given to you. Do you feel like people are maybe underestimating a little bit your abilities in the sense that you've gone out and earned all of those things, and yet here you are, you know, always talking about competition? Do you feel like you're being underestimated a little bit?
I think opinions don't matter. I think that the only opinion that I care about is the Lord's, and I know He loves me, and I play for Him. So that's that at the end of the day.
Thanks, Levi.
Yeah.
Hey, Levi, John Scott again. I just wanted to get your perspective on how challenging this different type of training camp and preseason will truly be for those undrafted free agents. Without preseason games, missing rookie minicamp, missing OTAs and minicamp and all of those reps, from someone who went through it and ultimately made it on the team, how challenging do you think it is for those guys, having missed all of that time and without those opportunities that you and other undrafted guys have had in the past?
Honestly, John, I've struggled with that, thinking that if I would have came out during this time, you know, you guys would never have heard of Levi Wallace if there was no preseason games or any more opportunities for me to be able to compete or get looked at by other teams. You know, there's no telling where's the next undrafted free agent who could be a 10-year starter in this league because of how the opportunities have dwindled this year. So it's tough. It's tough. And I empathize with them and my heart goes out to them. But, you know, at the end of the day, this is just where we're at, you know. I can't make the rules and I don't have any pulls on the string. This is just the circumstances. And I think those guys, I've taken them under my wing, you know, and try to motivate them and encourage them to do the best that they can during this time because it's hard, especially being undrafted. And the situation that they're in right now, it's tough, difficult for sure.
Appreciate it, Levi.
Mm-hmm.